Hey kids, it's me, Marianne Sheridan, with another episode of Write-A-Lesbian, and it's been, I don't even know how long it's been since I put an episode out, but I thought, being that it's Mother's Day in 2 days, even though I don't have biological children, I have helped along the years and been fortunate enough to help others raising their children along the way, and it's been quite rewarding, to say the least, because those kids are now adults and they are in my life, so it's a win-win all the way around. But aside from it being Mother's Day, and I wish everyone a happy Mother's Day, whether you have children that you bore or you adopted or you helped raise in any way, shape, or form, and also to all my pet mommies out there, I'm one of them. A very happy Mother's Day to all of you, and to all those loving those moms. So with that said, really what I really been wanting to say is, well, actually a couple of things. One, and I've noticed, you know, obviously I'm not the only one out there dealing with this shit, because we're all rowing with that one paddle down shit's creek. So, this is for everybody, and I'm sure everybody can relate to it at some point in their life, and maybe not, but you know, those of you who can't relate to this, you know, I'd like to know how you got around it. But what I really want to talk about is friends, friendship, the word friend, and the convenience of such. And when I say convenience, I say that specifically for a very good reason. Most people could attest to, at some point, like I said, in their life, knowing somebody who was a friend. But as time went on, and you sat there, of course a friend should know you just like you should know them. And you should be there for each other regardless if it's good times, bad times, whether your life is, you know, happy hunky-dory or going to hell in a handbasket. Either way, they should be there. They should not drop off the face of the earth when their life gets hunky-dory rosy and yours is for shit in that handbasket, making a nosedive south, okay, into the fucking fire pits of hell. So, with that said, I say that it's a damn shame that we don't recognize the fact that we throw words around. Friend is not the only word we throw out there, and this is not specific to anyone personally. For me, in my life, it's not. So any of my friends that I might not have been speaking to lately or whatever, it is absolutely by no means aimed at anybody specifically. It's just in general. It's just a general observation over time, okay? And God knows I have time to think while I take care of my mom, and you know, I'm kind of like shackled in here. So sometimes that's a good thing, sometimes not so good. You know, when I have that much free time to think, and it's not necessarily free time, it's more like stir crazy time. It's work without traditional benefits, okay? We'll leave it at that. But in any case, yeah, that was one thing. And the other thing that really got me is, I think the show is called Undercover Boss, or something to that effect. It's a reality show. In fact, I think it was the last season finale tonight or something like that. But I've watched it over on and off, and it just brings me to tears. But it's such good tears. It's such a God. It's what we should be. What we should be. It's what we should be. It's what our species should be about. Giving. You know, giving back, and not just monetarily, but in any way. You don't know the price emotionally on just being there for somebody, to listen to them. To offer to listen to them, not just say, hey, how you doing? And as soon as their mouth opens up and they say, hey, well, shit, this is happening. Oh, really? Well, hey, guess what? I'm in a marching band, and then I'm going to Peru, and then I'm going to climb Mount Everest, and I'm going to skydive from... I mean, really? You don't really give a shit, right? So why bother asking the person how they do it? But I digress here, and we all know I ramble. Some things don't change. Doesn't matter how much time goes between my episodes. That is a constant. My rambling. I suspect I'll probably, if you listen closely, I will probably be rambling on and on from my fucking grave. But that's besides the point. We already established just years ago. Those of you who have been watching Write-A-Lesbian and or who know me. Yeah. So anyway, the giving. There, you know, in all my life, there is nothing more pleasing to my soul personally when I can help somebody else in some capacity. Okay, there's just nothing better than that. It's like the highest high you could ever fucking achieve in your life. It's the pinnacle of living. That's it in a nutshell. And that show really, you know, really sets it off in a beautiful way of giving back, you know. And like I said, that giving back doesn't have to come with fucking currency attached. If it does, it does. But there's a million other ways that you could give back. You know, the thing is, we've lost sight, and it's clear we've become such a fucking divisive species in general. I mean, never mind just in the United States, but around the globe. I mean, we can't be more divisive, more cutthroat, more, oh really, you don't see things my way? Well, you're a piece of shit. Boom, I spit in your eye. I mean, really, why? Wouldn't it be nice to say, you know what, we don't see eye to eye, I don't agree with you, well, let's agree to disagree. You want to get a Danish and coffee? Come on, let's go. Really? Is it that difficult? I mean, fucking A, you know? Everybody's going to have different beliefs and different thoughts, and it's okay to have healthy fucking banter about it, you know? I mean, you can have respectful banter and go back and forth and agree to disagree all the way to the end. But the end of the line there shouldn't be, you know, okay, now I think you're less of a person than I am because you don't believe the way I believe and I don't believe the way you believe, etc., 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 and on and on. And it goes a vicious fucking cycle, one generation after the fucking next. You know? What would happen? Really, what the fuck happened to us as a species? Does it really matter? Okay, I'm gay. We all know this. Hello, Write-A-Lesbian. But you know, besides that, does my gayness affect your heterosexual life or your bisexual life or your fucking S&M life or your bestiality or whatever the fuck you're into life? It shouldn't. It shouldn't. Because what you're doing, as long as you're not hurting somebody that can't defend themselves, or you're not forcing your shit on somebody, how the fuck is that affecting me? It's not. I wish you well. I wish you happiness. I wish you joy in your life. That's it. That's the bottom line. You know, everything is just so like, no, I'm not going to give. I'm not going to help because you have an ulterior motive, or you probably want something. There's something behind it. Really? So what if there is? So what if I give the homeless guy my last dollar? Because I feel fucking bad because he's standing out in the fucking rain selling roses that are half fucking dead, or whatever, if he's not even selling roses and just holding a fucking cardboard sign. So what if his sign says, oh please, I got 16 kids in Zimbabwe that need food, and he really doesn't, and he has a alcohol problem. So what? Who cares? The fact is, I could help him. I don't know what got him there. Who the fuck am I to judge what got him there? I don't have to know. Did he put a gun? Maybe they did, but that's a whole other story. But it's not what I'm talking about right now. The bottom line is giving. Giving. Really giving. Not just giving because you want to pat yourself on the back, or you want to run around and tell everybody, look, I just gave this and I gave that and how fucking phenomenal am I? No. Just giving. Because it's the right fucking thing to do, and it feels fucking phenomenal to know that you just affected another's life on some scale. And so, that is my wish for this Mother's Day and for every day beyond Mother's Day. For every one of us, I respect our differences. That doesn't mean I'm going to change and believe yours, and I want you to change and believe mine. I don't. I appreciate our differences. I love the mosaic of the human species. I just don't like the fucking mentality. And so with that, I wish you all well. And not just a happy Mother's Day, but a very happy life to you. And that's all I have for this episode of Write-A-Lesbian, and I'm sure I'll be back for more. Take care.